All right, so I walked into this sequel with low expectations and I brought a pillow just in case. Spoiler alert, I stayed awake. All right, so I was looking forward to this film when I heard about it there sometime last year. And because I really enjoyed the first one, I'm a bit of a sucker when it comes to meteorite disaster movies like Armageddon and Deep Impact. But I found that I really liked the family dynamic in the last one. And I thought Gerard Butler, he really kind of excels in characters like this. So yeah, I was really looking forward to this. But closer to the film, I'm hearing nothing but bad reviews. I'm hearing, what's the point? It's boring. It's unnecessary sequel. So my expectations went low, but I still wanted to see it. You know what it's like. I want to see it. I wanted to review it. Now, here's the thing. And honestly, I actually enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I think it could be because of the expectations now become extremely low, and I'm not ruling that out at all. But it was a lot better than I expected. And you know what? I'm quite satisfied with it. All right, just a quick synopsis. It's 5 years after the first one. They're living in a bunker. Unfortunately, throughout the earthquakes and the fragments of the meteorite, it's becoming unstable and they have to leave. Now, they've heard about this haven, which is near the impact site, but it's deadly to get to. It's miles away and they don't even know if it is secure or it's a haven. But they know they've got to try. They've got to go through toxic environments, people trying to kill them. And you know the old kind of thing when you see the end of the world type, all that's going on. But the extra factor is that he's trying to bring his wife and a young child all the way there without any certainty. Actually, it kind of makes sense anyway, because when the world comes to the end, there's no law. Everyone's out for themselves. Everyone's trying to get what you have. We're all desperate. I suppose this would actually happen. I can't see why it wouldn't. I think we've seen that in COVID, right? Now, unfortunately, as far as I know, this film is done extremely bad. I think the budget was 90 million and it's only made about 20, as far as I know, up to this point, and it's been out about 3 weeks. I want to say this though. I think the film could have done a lot better had it been on like a series, just a short series, like on Netflix or something, because I feel like we would have got to see more, the build-up would have been more, or it just would have benefited the film or the TV show to have been on Netflix. I still think the first one worked well as a movie, but I could have done with seeing that. I feel like the first one did okay, good enough to get a sequel. But I feel like this would have really benefited. I think more people would have tuned in and watched it had it been a TV show. But we got the movie and I still liked it. All right, so the family dynamic still works. It's brought over from the last one. And you genuinely feel sorry for Gerard Butler and what he's got to go through. As I said, Gerard Butler, he's very good on films like this. I feel like he's like the everyday man who's just fighting for his family and does everything he can to get him there, which I feel like most everyday man would, you know, with a family and you're desperate in desperate times. Now, I feel like some of the other side characters kind of had a bit of an okay character development, to the point where when things went wrong for everyone, I kind of was invested not only into Gerard Butler and his family, I kind of had investments into the other one. So when things went bad, it went bad, and I kind of, I was invested in most of them. So the character development is pretty good here. Now, the effects were good. They're not mind-blowing, but nothing cheap here. I felt like, you know, when you see one little cheap bit, then it kind of takes you out of the film. Well, I didn't get that. I was just watching the film. I wasn't considering it. It felt real to me. So is Migration better than the first? No. But is it a good sequel? I'd say yeah. I don't think it deserves the negative hate it's get. It's basically showing us the family, what happened afterwards, which we don't normally get. And I feel like it was a bit of a thrill ride as well. So yeah, you know, it's a sequel. I don't think they should make a third. I don't think there will be, especially with the low box office they're getting. But I'm quite happy with the sequel, completely happy with it. I'll watch it again. Do you know what's good for a sequel? Is when they take what's good from the old one, bring it to the second one, without making it copy and paste, but having the same elements in the first one that you know and love, especially the characters. So yeah. Now, another reason why I feel like this film may have failed is I don't think the marketing was there. It didn't feel like, a lot of people still don't know about this film. In fact, a lot of people don't know about the first one, but especially this one. I mean, I only knew because I love movies and I followed it and I was interested. But to this day, many people don't even know about it like any other film. We're hearing about Doomsday since Avengers Doomsday since last year. Nobody's heard of this. And I know it's a January movie and all that, but I just feel like the marketing could have been better. It could have elevated the movie a little bit. So is this a masterpiece? No. Does it need to exist? No. But I genuinely enjoyed it more than I expected, and especially with the Bore Fest that I've been keep hearing it. Actually, I haven't heard any good reviews about it. But what I will say is, if you like the first one, I think you should really give it a watch, give it a try. It may not be as good as you hope, may not be, but I do think it's a worthy sequel, and I do think it's worth trying. And I am going to give it a rating of rewatchable maybe in a year. So yeah, this film doesn't need to exist, and no, it's not better than the first. But I'll say this, I don't regret watching it. I wasn't bored, I cared about the family again, and I stayed invested right to the end. It feels like the film suffered more from poor marketing rather than filmmaking. It's the kind it just arrived quietly and was written off before people even gave it a chance. Is it flawed? Absolutely. Does it drag in place? Yeah, here and there, but the story might have worked better as a limited series rather than a theatrical sequel. But a straight up disaster survival follow-up, it's solid, it's watchable, and it's nowhere near as bad as the noise online that I've been hearing about it. So if you like the first Greenland, I think it's worth a watch. Just go in with realistic expectations, not the hype, and definitely not the hate. Sometimes a film doesn't need to be great, it just needs to be decent, and this one was for me. Alright, so there's my short review of Greenland Migration. Now, let me know in the comments, am I the only one who likes this movie? I mean, have you lot heard about the other bad reviews? Have you seen it? Did you hate it? Or have I changed your opinion about going to see it? Let me know in the comments, like and subscribe, but for now, and until next time,